a very recent replay here from the year 2022, from the end of February, and this was actually played in the IM Katowice here. So yeah, let me just start by introducing the players to you guys as we're spawning here in the low right in the blue. It's ZOUN from South Korea, a very young and talented player here, and his opponent here spawning in the upper left in the red. It is SCARLETT from Canada, but she's currently living in South Korea, I believe, in a streaming house, also training of course really hard. And yeah, like I told you, this is played in Poland, in Katowice in 2022, so very recent replay here, and this time a Starcraft 2 replay on this channel, not choosing here to go for a Broodwar replay. As we see now, ZOUN already doing a nice trick here, an early pull here with this probe, and just to annoy the Zerg of course as much as possible, not allow him here to expand. So SCARLETT has to switch position. She went here into this location where she expanded. Her main has of course no spawning pool yet, as she went straight into fast expansion. Probe once again is being annoying here, and yeah, there is the extractor by SCARLETT, and she will of course very likely continue with a spawning pool here. Let's check the main here from ZOUN. Gas is up, and he's also preparing here his wall in with his gateway, perhaps followed up by a cybernetics core, and he will also expand here of course, knowing that SCARLETT has also expanded here. This probe is pretty much doing his job really nice. Once again, ZOUN sends it here back just to check exactly when SCARLETT will once again go for that expansion. But yeah, Zerg versus Protoss it is here. We've also seen two replays here on this channel with SCARLETT, sadly for her, doing not so well against the Terrans, against Mauro and against Beyond, but this time it's of course against the Protoss, and we've also seen her going for some timing pushes with some Ravagers, with some Queens, so we might see this here as well. And yeah, let's just have a look what ZOUN has prepared here for us. Perhaps he's going into a harassment with some adepts. Some zealots early on aren't really that good without speed. Some stalkers would also be interesting. But yeah, let's just see what both players have prepared for us as we have passed now the 2-minute mark, and the first adept is of course now being spawned. So no zealots here, no sentries. Stalkers could have been an interesting idea, but then again, ZOUN is of course knowing exactly what he is doing. Let's just check. The first Zerglings are out here for SCARLETT. There is a second expansion. Queens will be out really soon. The speed is being upgraded here for those Zerglings. So the pretty standard stuff here, as the warp gate is also here being upgraded by ZOUN. So we have an adept into stalker here for ZOUN. Actually the adept pretty much sitting here in the back just on a defensive position. Both players are pretty much droning up here and adding more probes. Let's just check the worker count. Pretty balanced here, 27 versus 31. And of course in the upper left part you can see all of those productions, just in case I'm missing here something. So yeah, ZOUN with another gateway here, so he might by a harassment here. He's nicely blocking here the entrance, even sending here a probe to block it. And yeah, SCARLETT really nicely droning up here, as her expansion should of course finish really soon. Let's just check the main. Still a spawning pool and gas. No other buildings here, interesting enough, so she might later on go for some banelings. It would be an interesting idea, or perhaps some roaches, like I told you, with those Ravagers. But currently she's just pretty much droning up, and we see the first resonating blades now being researched here, even warped in here by ZOUN. And we also see a nice shuttle here being placed here by him. So yeah, this could be a great indication to us. Of course, actually it's called the War Prism here in Starcraft 2. We might see some harassment here by him with this War Prism, with those adepts. 2 more gateways are being added, more and more warp in here with some adepts. So yeah, let's see where exactly ZOUN is going to attack. With that War Prism, of course, he could of course nicely even teleport some units here into that location. So yeah, we need to have a close eye on here this prism. But SCARLETT, luckily here for her, she sees the move out, and here we have this teleportation here out of those adepts. Really nicely done here by ZOUN. And ZOUN already moving out here with a quite strong force here. I believe it is around 8 adepts here. And yeah, let's just see his target, as SCARLETT is now adding finally some roaches. And roaches are pretty good against those adepts. But if the mass is just sheer too much here for the Protoss, of course they can nicely teleport and shade in in different locations. So yeah, Scarlet preparing of course her defenses with those queens, with those zerglings, and the first roaches are going to pop out really soon here for her. And yeah, it looks like ZOUN still waiting for some reinforcements. Pretty heavy strong push here as he's finally already preparing here a shade in, but there are those roaches and you can see how tanky they are. And yeah, let's just see if ZOUN is going to commit. No, he's deciding to retreat, but his war prism here is moving into a nice location, so he might teleport some units in here, and it's more and more adepts. And let's just see how many drones, or if is he going to kill some drones. One has fallen, and once again we see how tanky the roach is here against those adepts. So yeah, pretty good harassment. One drone is being killed, but Scarlet will of course recover from that really quickly as she now leaves here. Zerglings on patrol just in case there will be another drop here. The main force here from ZOUN has retreated as he's now transitioning into a more safe gameplay here, into a more macro game here with this expansion. And yeah, his shuttle is also being retreated here. So yeah, the harassment has been held here by Scarlet. Really nice. She has a really strong force of roaches, queens, and those zerglings. Is she going for some banelings? I don't see a banelings nest here. And yeah, I don't even see that roach building yet for her. So nicely being hidden. As yeah, once again ZOUN is pushing here, so with the same amount here of adepts, and he might snipe a Ravager or two here, but no, he's just blinking out. Really nice stuff here by him. And yeah, let's just see how Scarlet is going to react. Perhaps he's also preparing here an attack, as we see once again this prism with two oracles this time. So oh sorry, it's called Disruptor. We had two Disruptor this time here for ZOUN, but interesting enough he's just heading straight towards the middle, so he wishes perhaps Scarlet to see here this prism. And yeah, he might trick here Scarlet, so Scarlet might think here that this is empty, but no, look at that, the first oracle. Sorry, Disruptor is shooting those blades here and dealing quite some good damage here, and some drones are being sniped here. Even 7 drones. Hold on, where exactly is this happening? Sorry about this one, guys. So yeah, double attack here by ZOUN as he has sniped here 7 drones. I believe it was into this location, so really nice stuff here by him. And yeah, Scarlet pretty much under siege here. This even caught me here by surprise, but it's just a couple of drones. So yeah, however, this time in comes the main force here from ZOUN. Once again, a great disruptor shot here, getting some good connections, but the tankiness is really strong here by Scarlet. She should be able to push this back, and once again a Disruptor tries to get a good shot here, but the micro is really good here from Scarlet, so she's doing pretty well against all of this harassment. Of course, she has lost some drones as multiple attacks have happened. She might even lose this one queen. No, hold on, nice healing here, but in the end one queen has been lost. And ZOUN with a very strong force here with Stalkers, with Adepts. Banelings are now finally getting some good connections, but Disruptors are also doing pretty good stuff here just to fend off the attacks. At the same time, we see Scarlet now moving here with those Zerglings, with those banelings, and she's not really getting some connections, so he really has to attack. But finally 11 probes have been sniped here, so nice job here by Scarlet. However, the real action is happening here, of course, in the middle of the map. The Scarlet once again, sadly for her, going to lose yet another queen. Ravagers are doing pretty nice jobs. However, ZOUN is pretty much committing here. He's warping in here forward, he's blinking forward. The Disruptors are being attacked here, but the Stalkers are nicely being microed here with blink, and the reinforcements are exactly on time here for ZOUN. Scarlet, however, having a good position, she's getting a nice surround here against all of those Stalkers. But this Disruptor shot really great splash damage here by ZOUN, and ZOUN pretty much punishing now Scarlet here. Even drones have to be pulled here, and this one Disruptor, really a great hero Disruptor with so many kills here, as Stalkers once again will blink here out back and forward. Really nice stuff here by ZOUN. A nice mix here in between Adepts and Stalkers. We have a nice push here with some banelings. Some probes have been killed, but of course there's so much forcing here for ZOUN against Scarlet. Scarlet already in some serious trouble as the space is not mining here. And yes, so many units have been snapped, and ZOUN now pretty much transitioning straight into Stalkers. No upgrades here for him, as he's just pretty much going to snap here this hatchery. So Scarlet, sadly for her, already losing this one hatchery. Blinking now forward here by ZOUN, really doing a nice job here. And blinking back and forth. The Disruptor also holding those roaches at bay here. And we now finally see this other prism here. Great for that microing skill here for ZOUN. SCARLETT also nicely healing here his the roaches, but in the end it looks like ZOUN just having way too much, and those stalkers pretty much out micro the queens with that healing and the roaches. So yeah, ZOUN pretty much pushing here forward. SCARLETT in some serious trouble. Let's just see if she's going to come somehow back from this. Blinking here forward, and now SCARLETT has to pull once again those drones to fight. And yeah, ZOUN pretty much in control with that great micro, and more reinforcements are coming in. And this has to be, of course, the GG. So game 1 wins here for ZOUN. ZOUN showing us an interesting tactic here with mass adepts at the beginning, just for that harassment. And this one prism also very much important here for him. And that transition into stalkers. Look at how many stalkers he has here. Really nice job here, giving him the victory. Now yeah, let's just jump straight into game number 2, guys. Job from ZOUN in game number 1. A very nice harassment early on with those adepts, but the transition happened into mass stalkers later on. And that blinking ability was just way too much. And let's not forget that he also had disruptors. Now let's just see how things will change here into game number 2. How SCARLETT is going to adapt here into this push by the ZOUN. And yeah, great timing once again here by ZOUN. Like many Protosses, cancelling this position for the Zerg, as the Zerg has to go for another position here for the expansion. The pretty much same build order here for ZOUN, as he's opening up here with a pylon into gateway, and pretty soon he's going to also go for his expansion. There is his gas, and the production dump is also up here in the upper left part. Probe is going to be annoying. There is that gas for SCARLETT. Should be followed up really soon with that spawning pool here. So yeah, pretty much the same build order, just like in game number 1. And let's see if ZOUN is going to prepare here something else. But yeah, those adepts early on really strong with those glaives. Really great if you are Protoss facing a Zerg. Such a great unit to have. And I believe it also works here against the Terrans. Should be a cybernetic score. So yeah, pretty much like I told you, same build orders here for both players. Probe still roaming around. Just to check the timer here, we're closing at the 2-minute mark, so this should be the timer here for the Zerg, for SCARLETT to once again go for a expansion, her second expansion. Yeah, Probe just roaming around, just checking once again the main, in case there is a roach warren coming or a baneling nest and so on. So yeah, this Probe is doing a really nice job here. SCARLETT, of course, not having yet any Zerglings, any queens to fend this off, even stealing some minerals here. So yeah, ZOUN once again checking this point. Of course, SCARLETT could head for this location. She could head for this location, but it would be so far away from her main. So yeah, she's just going to transition once again some of those drones into this location. Let's check the worker count really soon. Pretty balanced here. So yeah. And we also have a first warp in here by ZOUN with this first adept. We also see this upgrade here with that warp gate, where adept should shade in here. There he is. She is, I believe it is a female Protoss unit here. So really nice stuff here by StarCraft 2, as the first adept is moving here forward towards the base from a SCARLETT. Let's see what ZOUN can do here. Looking like he's going to snipe, or wishing to snipe here one drone. He might be successful, and he's going to shade out. So yeah, 1 kill for this first adept. Very simple job here, as we also have a stalker out, and we also see a robotics facility bay. Yes, 3-minute timer. We see the first prism once again being produced here by ZOUN. There is his second gateway, as the adept has returned home here with 1 kill. But yeah, SCARLETT will of course come back really soon out of that. Let's just check her main. It's just one spawning pool here for her. Let's check the expansion. No other buildings, so she might go into heavy Zerglings with queens, with perhaps banelings later on. It could be a possibility. Let's just see how she's going to change from her tactics from the game number 1, or is she going to stay at the same tactics? As we see more and more adepts now being produced here by ZOUN, and the prism is also moving on. Remember, the prism could also use his ability to warp in some units, so such a nice ability you have for the Protoss. There's this Twilight Council, so once again we might see ZOUN going into those glaives. Yes, indeed it is. And he also adds always 2 gateways. So this is his build order here against the Zerg. But I think that this might also be a very great successful raid against the Terrans. Why not? Look at that, you can shade in here really nicely with those adapts. Let's just see what's he going to be doing. Yes, indeed, he's shading 2 queens already. 2 drones have been snapped, and this prism just perfectly microing here those units. So nice harassment here by ZOUN against SCARLETT. It's really hard to fend this off as a Zerg. And yeah, this prism just perfectly doing here his job. SCARLETT having some units spread out here around. He even has a observer here. And yeah, let's just check the main here. 1 stalker it is here for ZOUN, and the glaives are being researched. So no other units are yet being placed, but hold on, as I say this, more and more adepts are being warped in here. Already around 7, so once again at the 5-minute mark, just like in game number 1, ZOUN having those adepts. Interesting enough, he's just moving with 2 forward. Let's see the defenses here by SCARLETT. Nothing yet of the ordinary, just a roach warrant here. And yeah, looks like ZOUN is pretty much massing here. That's now such a strong force here. Glaives should have been finished, of course. Look at that, no other production. Just mass adepts here for ZOUN, as he's looking like to shade in here. Let's just see, yes indeed, he's shading just straight on the ramp. So he has the upper ground, and he's doing a really nice job sniping some of those queens. At the same time, he's also attacking here into this location, so also sniping drones from there. It just keeps SCARLETT guessing here. Sadly here for SCARLETT, she really hasn't had many defenses here, just a couple of queens, as she already lost here 8 drones. Look at that, 2 adepts here into this location, sniping so many drones, and now even the queens are being attacked. They are healing each other, but in the end so much damage with those resonating glaives here by the Protoss. Really great job. And finally the roaches coming, and with this should of course be finished, as the roaches are really nicely great defense against all of those units. ZOUN is however changing his position. Reinforcements are coming in, as he's now going for those roaches. So many adepts are still alive here, as I believe they will be changing position here. So yeah, once again drones are being killed left and right here for SCARLETT, already losing 20 workers here, and once again drones here into this location. So such a hard game here for SCARLETT, as ZOUN is showing us here the abusement of those adepts. It's just mass adepts here for him, as he's going into a disruptor here, but in the end 30 kills for him, 30 drones. Of course the adepts have fallen, but they have done a really nice job here early on. Let's check the worker count. Actually the worker count pretty much close here. SCARLETT is droning up here, coming back, but yeah, look at that, even once again more and more adepts are coming in, and this hatchery will be sniped. Really nice job here by ZOUN, just catching so many units, so many drones, doing here so much against SCARLETT. SCARLETT, sadly for her, some serious trouble here early on against this abusement. And once again we see a shuttle here with 2 war prisms. So this is pretty much the build order here for ZOUN, for the Protoss against the Zerg here. Just a small groups of Zerglings are coming in, but yeah, it looks like ZOUN is just pretty much going to commit in here with this war prism here with those adapts, as he's heading once again towards that expansion point. This observer also giving nice position. Those roaches are pretty much hurt, and look at that, the disruptors are getting some good connections here. So yeah, disruptor cities just to counter those roaches here, and the adepts looking like they will finish the job. Once again, so much happening here, so much action here going on. Once again drones are being sniped left and right here. ZOUN is once again doing a really nice job here, even sniping this 1 queen, and now warping in more and more units here, more and more adepts. It is pretty much a mass adepts with 2 disruptors. Those disruptors really so much mobile here with this 1 war prism, and yes, sadly here for SCARLETT this has to be the GG. So great tactics here. If you're a Protoss facing a Zerg, mass adepts into disruptors. This time ZOUN not going for stalkers, he just pretty much went for mass adepts. And once again showing us that you really need this war prism here just to micro your units in and out. And yeah, at the same time remember the war prism can also teleport those units in. So really nice job here by ZOUN. So yeah, once again, I hope you guys enjoyed this recent replay, like I told you, from 2022. I am Katowice, Poland. I will be casting, of course, more and more replays in the upcoming week. Thank you once again for watching. This is Tommy signing out.